Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash. And what I have here is Elon Musk's Neuralink. Okay, we've all heard of Neuralink. You have several businesses, corporations that are in the field of BCIs, brain chip interfaces, that are actually putting these chips inside people's brain. Elon Musk being the most popular of them all, the so-called richest man in the world. And we know that when somebody is rich in this world, people, the scriptures tell you that how people, they listen to the rich man. So it only makes sense that they will have somebody like this in the forefront of these emerging technologies that they've been working on for, several decades and mastering. Now they can put a chip inside somebody's brain and they can control particular devices. And basically this lesson that we're going to go into is based off of two pieces of information. They kind of like continuing on from the last lesson I did about digital prison. I was only able to do like a quick little video. So this kind of blends into that, how the new system that's being set up is a system of control. And ultimately, they're going to move you closer to you implanting devices in your body. Okay, the fourth industrial revolution. I believe it's the fourth or the fifth, one of them, right? And I got the Apostle Reinlot, he sent me some information, so I'm gonna tap into that. And the precept, when I started watching it, the precept came to mind in Revelation 19, how they deceived them who took the mark of the you-know-what. Okay, let's go here, because the information is on X, so-called Twitter. And this is a post from Elon Musk. It says, Elon Musk, right? Neuralink will do life-changing good for ultimately millions, maybe billions of people. All right, because the whole goal is to put these chips inside people, whether it be the brain chip or it be a chip inside your hand. Imagine your loved one being able to walk again, or your parent with dementia being able to recognize their child again. So they're playing on the people's heart strings, and this is basically, them, deceiving a lot of people into thinking that this is going to be life changing. This is going to help society. This is going to actually help you. Okay. It says, we successfully completed both P8 and P9 this weekend, whatever that is. Our first time performing 2 surgeries in one day. Both are, participant 8 and participant 9. Both participants are recovering well and in great spirits. We are looking forward to supporting them on their Neuralink journey. So they're already chipping people in their brain. It's not made mandatory yet. That's the fulfillment of the prophecy, but the technology is there, and they're perfecting the technology right in front of our eyes. Okay, this is being rolled out, as well as the digital currency and biometrics, which is nothing other than a system of control. And then here, Occupy Heaven 777. They basically, I'm gonna just read what they have here just a little bit. Imagine it not being, so they responded to Elon Musk. Imagine it not being what it was promised, and instead becoming the most dangerous device the world has ever seen. Yeah, because if you put this device in you, Revelation 14, the Most High is going to destroy you. All right, and before that, you're going to get a grievous sore. Imagine it being required for everyone to access their money and participate in social financials. Exactly as Revelation 13 16 through 18 prophecy. So you have a lot of individuals that see this prophecy. You got a lot of Edomites that see this prophecy, whether they might be Israelite foreigners or not. The scriptures say that the children of this world in their generation are wiser than the children of light. Esau, he looks into these things. And the wicked elite know this is the fulfillment, but they're not going to come to you straight up and say, hey, this is the fulfillment of this prophecy. They're going to deceive you. Let me actually bring out this precept here. Okay. The blue letter here has a subtitle, Doom of the Beast and the False Prophet. Yeah, because ultimately it's going to fail. They are going to chip a lot of people. People are going to be deceived to put this inside their brain. They're already doing it. And these individuals in the forefront, like Elon Musk, they are marketing it as a miracle. They're marketing it as superpowers. Okay, yeah, you weren't able to walk, and now you can walk. You weren't able to see, now you can see. Okay, those pseudo miracles. Revelation 19:20, and the beast was taken. And because who's going to push this? It's the beast. Okay, headed by America. Okay, the Edomite nations, the Rome revived. And with him, the false prophet, which is what? The false prophet is speaking about the Catholic Church. Okay, and that goes for the Christian church as well. The Catholic Christian Church that wrought miracles before him. And these are part of those miracles. We're gonna show you the video. But them putting chips inside people's brain and giving them powers that they once didn't have, those are part of his miracles. His false miracles. Which he deceived them, see? That have received the mark of the you-know-what. Okay? You're going to be deceived into taking it. Look at this word, deceived. And that's basically, that's what this man is all about. He's all about deception. Planeo. Okay? Planao. To cause to stray. To lead astray, right? And he's really focusing on you Israelites. This is why you got a lot of Israelites selling out or saying that that's not what it is. The BCIs or the NFC chips, the RFID chips. That's not what that prophecy is talking about. So they even go to the point to where they have individuals sell out. You know, they pay people off to teach, you know, otherwise. And if you outright come out and say it on any of these platforms, the majority of these platforms, they will demonetize you and take your video down and call it medical misinformation. Okay, so they're and then you're gonna have the AI that's going to be searching for these videos. When they really push this thing, they're gonna have full censorship, led aside from the right way. Yeah, their whole goal is to lead you away from your power. Speaking to the Israelites, to deceive you into thinking that this is going to be beneficial to you. And if they have to bring in the church, the Christian and Catholic Church, to say that this is of God, they're going to do that, just like they did at C-19 in 2020, 2021. The church was also part of the deception. To go astray, wander, roam about, to be led into error. Yeah, because you actually put in that technology inside your body, all right, is pretty much one-way ticket to destruction. But they don't want you to know that. So they're going to do all manner of deception, all right, to deceive the population into taking it. Just like Elon Musk said, this is going to do wonders. He even went as far as to say that if you get it, you're going to receive the power of telepathy. All right, so you're like a superhero now. Right? You weren't able to see, now you can see. Now you could plug directly into AI and talk to AI and become a super intelligent like AI. It's the merger with machine. This is their ultimate goal. Okay, and John the Revelator, he saw that, and he saw that how the people were deceived into doing this. Okay, which, let me just read that again. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the you know what, and them that worship the image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And that lake of fire basically is America on fire due to the Third World War, the thermonuclear holocaust that's getting ready to happen here in America, between Russia, America, Iran, the state of Israel is going to be in there. All these biblical world players that John the Revelator saw, and all the different Ezekiel saw, the different prophets saw come together to do this last battle. Okay, in America taking the brunt end of the Heavenly Father's anger. John saw America like a lake burning, okay, as well as you have the chariots, the beams, the laser beams from the chariots. But we're gonna come into it. We're coming into a time where a lot of people are going to be very deceived into taking it. Let's watch this video real quick. Let me just make sure I turn this up. Let me see. Bear with me. I don't know what's going on. Let's see.
Employees at, David, Elon, he gave his employees at X, that is formerly Twitter, 1 year to create a system on X that replaces the banks. The quote is, when I say...
Yes, and this is part of it too, because Elon Musk, and he said this openly, he wants the X app, X, he bought X for the reason he bought it was to make it a one-stop shop app. Like, what is the Chinese... The Wii app or something like that. There's a Chinese app, I forget. I forget the app, but basically all your information is one app to replace all apps. You could do your banking there. You have your accounts there. You have your biometric, your ID there. You have all your social services there. Anything that you need to do, just say it was all in one app. That's what he wants. And now you have these emergence of these stable coins. So he wants X to be a banking system too. There's a new system that's getting ready to be, that's actually already created, and they're perfecting it right now, right in front of the American people. Okay.
Payments actually mean someone's entire financial life. So it's not like send.
So this is what they're working on. They're working on this app to be a banking app, and all these big tech corporations are doing the same thing. All right, they're leading you into this digital prison, and this is going to be part of the deception of how they're going to get you to take the Motb.
$20 to my friend. I'm talking about you won't even need a bank account.
Now watch this here. They're typing in the word Neuralink in numerology, right? Neuralink in numerology adds up to 666, and we know that when you go into, we know that when you go into Revelation 13, 600. Let me go to it. I'm about to quote it wrong because I got it here. So actually, let's just go into it. Okay. Revelation. Yeah, 603 scoring 6. Okay, that's which adds to 666 with chi, sty, stigma. All right, and with that, the understanding of that those Greek words, you will understand what this man is trying to do. He's trying to tag everybody. He wants to put something inside you. Okay, he wants to have full control over you. He wants to control your spirit. Okay, and he's gonna pull out all the stops, all the. We'll come here because I want to read a precept here, but I want to go to this this information here that a brother sent on a thread that kind of just ties in on. We're seeing the digital system being set up all around us, and you're going to need the Motb to actually interface with the technology that they're setting up, the infrastructure that they're setting up. Right here it is, Mexico, which the Mexican president. Let me you know what, you might think I'm lying. Let's look it up. All right, because the Mexican president is a ish woman. How did that happen? Mexico's president, and all her political, up into the race, all her political opponents, they were all assassinated. Claudia Sheinbaum is the president of Mexico as of 2025, having taken office on October 1st, 2020. She is the first woman to hold this position in the country's history. So she's the first woman to hold this position. This woman is the president of Mexico, right? But she's also a small hat, and they ain't really giving that information here. Yeah, they want to hide that information, but it'll be here. We'll get it, right? We'll get it. Yep, there we go. Claudia Sheinbaum Bardot was born on the 24th of June, 1962, in Mexico City, within a Mexican Jewish family. How does that make sense? So was her dad? We know that the small hats. Look at that, the 66th president of Mexico, a small hat. I mean, all these things they're just adding up. They're adding up. This is the number of a man. This is the number of Esau, and he's coming in that spirit, 666. But basically, she's a so-called Mexican Jewish. She's from her descendants. Carlos Sheinbaum was of Ashkenazi Jewish descent. Her father, Trongwan Sheinbaum Abramatz, had immigrated from Lithuania in 1928, becoming a jewelry merchant and a member of the Mexican Communist Party. Yeah, so these are all plants. Okay, these are all plants. You have a lot of small hats that went down into Central America. Okay, went into Mexico, went into Colombia, went into Venezuela, and a lot of them they're the elites of that society. You would think, oh, the indigenous are actually winning in those society. Nah, it's Esau, in particular the small hat, and they've been for several decades just laying low, climbing their way up, paying people off, taking people out, and now they climbed up into the presidency. Ain't that some shit? But this is the small hat. Okay, and let's see now that she came into office, let's see what they have done. This is from biometricupdate.com. Mexico makes biometric identifier mandatory for all citizens. Okay. Mexico has officially introduced a digital identification system by signing a law that turned the previous optional biometric-based citizen code into a mandatory document for all citizens. And this is how they do it. They'll give it to you. They'll bring it in. The people might not want it, but they'll say, hey, look, it's not mandatory. It's optional. Look, if you want to do it, you can do it. You don't have to do it, right? You don't have to do it. But now, several psyops later, several years later, while your guard is down, are now, hey, look, it's optional. It's mandatory now. And that's exactly what they did with the C-19, right? Remember that? With the C-19, they said you don't have to take it. It's optional. It's optional. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they said, no, it's mandatory. Then the different officials say, no, we're not going to make it mandatory. No, there's no evidence for us to even think about it making it mandatory. There's no evidence on that. And then the next fucking week, they say, hey, look, it's going to be mandatory. Shit's getting out of hand. All right, and you had a lot of people that were deceived into going over there, lifting up their arm, and getting that snake piss, that venom. You got a lot of people dropping dead too. All right, and they blasted it on the TV. You had people that said they weren't going to get it that actually end up getting it and regret it. Okay, you have a lot of people that passed because of it. Last month, legislators approved amendments to the law related to the 18 character personal identifier. This is all moving us into this digital system, this digital prison planet. In order for the Motb to work, you have to have the infrastructure that's all digital. Wouldn't that make sense? And how are you Israelites? How do you not see this? Are you being paid off not to see it? Okay, you got a lot of jakes that just that. Let me just continue to read. You kind of get you kind of get irritated, I guess. You kind of don't, but you kind of do. Maybe like, nigga, known as a unique population registry code. Yeah, because everything's gonna go into a blockchain. Everything's gonna go into a registry. That's basically what a blockchain is. It's just a registry. Okay, and everybody that's born is gonna have this unique personal identifier that is tied to your biometrics. Do you know what? Let's look at what biometric mean. You might not know what biometric mean. Okay, biometric, involving the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics, typically for the purpose of security. Right, that so-called security. Okay, it's for you know, you got all these terrorists out there. You had all these people coming to the country. You have these wars going on. We got to find out who's who, because you never know, a bomb might just blow up. And they're gonna use they're gonna use, you know, every tool that they have to bring in this system of control that the people that I don't see anybody, I don't see not one person out there genuinely, you know, genuinely crying for biometric system. People just regularly they happy with just using paper money. Why do you have to change the system? Oh well, there's a lot going on, you know. You know, crime, you know, viruses can be on the money. You know, you have people that are using it to, you know, traffic, you know, all type of crazy shit. All right, crime. This is going to help everybody. These stores are being ransacked. If everybody has a biometric identification, we can find out who it is because it's tied to that person. They can't run, they can't hide. We have drones. Everybody is tapped into the system. Okay, this is what's coming. But see, this is a prison. This is actually a prison. They want this a complete dystopian society being set up under the so-called white man, in which you will own nothing and be happy. Which that's far from the reality. The reality is, as he sets up this system, he's going to deceive a lot of people into taking the MAR to the K. And in the midst of that, he's going to be warring with the nations. And then America's going to be destroyed. Yahushua is going to be coming back at the same time to deliver his elect. And then the elect are going to come down and put the whole world into captivity. And destroy all this bullshit. Destroy all this so-called technology that kills you. And put you Edomites in captivity forever. Until the Most High is done with you, and then you're going to be exterminated. See, that's the truth that this world doesn't want you to know. Okay, you know what? Let me do something. Let's have a little fun, just a little fun, not a lot, just a little bit. Let me ask, will the Edomites be exterminated according to end time biblical prophecy? Woo, look at that. The question of whether the Edomites will be exterminated according to end time biblical prophecy is rooted in interpretation of Old Testament texts and eschatological views held by certain theological traditions. Here is a clear and direct breakdown. Several passages of the Old Testament prophesy judgment or destruction upon Edom, a nation descended from Esau, the brother of Jacob Israel, these include, that's in the scriptures. There is a nation, all right, that are descendants of Edom. All right, and they hold the power in the earth. Obadiah 1 and 10. Okay, and then in 18 it says, because of the violence against your brother Jacob, the Israelites, you will be covered with shame. You will be destroyed forever. The house of Jacob will be fire. Verse 18. The house of Esau will be stubble. Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword has drunk its fill in heaven. And these are not the King James, so it's a different translation. Behold, it descends from judgment upon Edom. Isaiah 49 and 17. Edom will become an object of horror. No one will live there. See? These Christian eschatological interpretations, especially dispensationalist or futurist readings, view these prophecies as being fulfilled either in ancient history, such as through Babylon conquest, or types, shadows of future end time judgments. Yeah, you have certain beliefs that all the prophecies have already been, fulfilled, which doesn't make any sense. And you have certain individuals that believe that these prophecies are going to happen in the future. Edom as a nation ceased to exist in antiquity around the 6th century BC. How? There's no documents that the nation of Edom, ceased to exist. Where's that in the scriptures? It didn't say that. This is a future prophecy. But that's the devil that's trying to, disrupt, and make you believe that he's not an Edomite. In some Christian and Hebrew root circles, Edom is interpreted symbolically. Edom equals enemies of the Most High people in a general sense, which is completely wrong. Okay, some equate Edom with Rome, Western powers, or symbolic forces of evil, opposing Israel or a Messiah in the last days. Yeah, no, Esau is the Edomite. The Edomite is the so-called white man. Okay, that's pretty much. Yes, the Bible prophesies the destruction of Edom in strong absolute terms. Yeah, there we go. See, strong absolute terms. Just asking chat. Let's just pretty much wrap this up. We read Revelation 19. Revelation 12, okay. Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, Esau, okay, which deceiveth the whole world. Okay, Esau has deceived everybody into thinking that he's of God, and that the things that he's bringing is of God. And he's going to use the Christian Catholic Church, which is pretty much the same thing. They're going to use that as one of their tools of deception, okay, to make people believe that this is a good thing to do, that God is with this. Just like they did with the C-19. God said to do it. That's part of loving thy neighbor. These people were complete Satanists. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. This is pretty much Esau fighting against Yahushua. Esau, his angels, the fighter jets, being burned up. Okay. Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall no more shine at all in thee. Because Esau, America's like the light of the world, which is a wicked light. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So we can see that his deception is real. Imagine, right? Imagine you being able to have life-changing, abilities once you take this Motb, once you put this technology inside your brain. They're moving toward. They're gonna bring out any stop. They've come into governments, overtook governments. They'll take people out, assassinate them. They'll push legislation. They'll nudge it in, and then they'll change it sooner or later. Okay, this is the devil. This is the Edomite. This is what he's doing, and we have been awakened to see this in these last days, and to resist and not to take it. Okay, and if our life is on the line, death, so to speak, and then we just take death. So I'm gonna close it there until next time. Shalom to the elect.